Behind locked doors, separated by concrete and dark hallways in an undisclosed part of Ukraine, are Russian prisoners of war, or POWs. All of those here captured in Ukraine's Kursk offensive. They offer unique insight into life in Russia's army, agreeing to be interviewed off-camera to us as part of strict international rules to protect them. For that reason, we have to hide their identities. We asked this prisoner what happened as the Ukrainian soldiers closed in after another said just a few units had made up a porous line of defence in the Kursk. He told us there were no officers with them, but were in contact with some by radio. They told us not to retreat, he said, to hold on until the end. Among the group were at least 11 Chechens, including this older, mobilised soldier who claimed to have helped organise their surrender.
We told them right away these were just kids who were holding a machine gun in their hands but had no combat experience. 90% of that squad of 22 conscripts had never fired a gun in their lives. They weren't even allowed to put a magazine in their rifle.
Some reports have claimed that Russian soldiers aren't allowed to retreat by units behind them, and in some instances were being killed if they didn't press forwards when ordered. One said he believed his unit's commanders were only thinking of their own lives. This prisoner said he had been forcibly conscripted into the army earlier this year while at college.
They told you that you were going to be sent to the army against your will?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How did that feel?
Honestly, it was kind of insulting because it's the same people that tells to the media that students aren't being conscripted. And yet I am basically being dragged right from in the middle of my classes.
Over the weekend, Russia and Ukraine held a prisoner swap involving 206 POWs, 103 on each side. The Russian Defense Ministry released footage of the POWs on a bus. We asked the Russian prisoners if they were afraid of what would happen if they were returned to Russia.
Are you worried? Are you scared?
I'm not afraid, but I don't want to go back because there are no Ukrainian Nazis here, like we were told. It turned out to be all just propaganda. After I was captured, I saw it all for myself.
We spoke to a man in charge of communal services here, Volodymyr, deputy head of the Institution for POWs. He said the first few days after capture, there is constant fear.
Some have stories about other guys blowing themselves up with a grenade to avoid being captured because they were terrified by the propaganda. Their commanders said they would be skinned, tasered, have their teeth pulled out and be abused, so it was better not to be captured.
The conditions are cramped, but those in charge said they strictly adhere to the Geneva Convention on Prisoners of War. Some prisoners told us they were getting more food here than they did in the Russian army. Not all are treated so well. Earlier this year, the United Nations said they'd received reports about abuse of Ukrainian POWs by Russia. There has been reports too, however, of abuse of Russian POWs held in Ukraine.
Both sides in this war have taken thousands of soldiers prisoner, and both sides have faced accusations of mistreatment. What is clear is that prisoners of war remain invaluable. What is less clear is what is likely to happen to these people. Their future, much as the future of this war itself, is uncertain. Joel Flynn, TRT World in Ukraine.